They discovered it, they read it, and they applied it. It's the golden thread that connects the titans of the self-development industry, the source that spawned millions of millionaires, the original blueprint to success.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Think and Grow Rich.
Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. It's a classic. A classic.
And I love Think and Grow Rich. I love it. It's right here. I mean, it's one of my favorite books of all time.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
This material is what changed my life. This is the material I study every day. From being an immigrant woman, coming from poverty, and really coming to America and literally achieving the American dream. I can't even tell you how grateful I am for this man, for what he did for me and my family.
Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve.
People don't realize is that when we let our ego get in our way, ego is the loss, the fear of loss. So need to be right, the need to be offended, the need to be hurt, fearful. When that trajectory changes, what happens is you continually go the wrong way. So my job as a coach is to say, let's get into the enjoyment of the direct pursuit of my potential. Right? And so when the light went on, it was not about the potential of making money and being an entrepreneur, which is one of my specialties. And I said to him, look, this is an opportunity now to show how great you really are. We can't let the outside voices, right, determine our success. The happiness that we have comes within. Why are you going to give that control to somebody else?
Thoughts become things. And I always wonder, why did no one teach us this? Why did we not learn this in school? Why did we not learn this from our families? If you make your study a priority, your life will change.
And I came up with 4 really valuable things that I took stock in. And the first one was gratitude. Simple gratitude. Although I grew up with nothing, I was always grateful. Throughout the whole process of consistently, persistently pursuing my potential, I was grateful. It made my past better, my present brighter, and my future even brighter than that. In fact, I tell people all the time, if you want to change your life, change your employee's life, your family life, it's very simple. 2 words, say thank you.
Enter. There she goes. All right. Thank you for your patience. It is time for the Napoleon Hill Institute training. We've been doing trainings for over 28 years, and we are blessed to be here on multiple platforms. I'm going to go ahead and what am I going to do? I'm going to invite Nick. I think just set the room real quickly, Nick, while I invite people in here, if that's cool.
Yep, absolutely. And happy Wednesday, everybody. Of course, we are here for another edition of the Napoleon Hill Institute training. Today's topic is going to be winning the game called life. So David is going to guide us today for about 30 minutes of this incredible training. For everybody joining us, if you would like the guide and exercise from today's training, just make sure to email David directly. He will send it to you, and he'll be happy to throw in a copy of his book, which he'll send you a copy, sign a copy, and even pay for shipping. Just david@dmeltzer.com. And of course, we are on tour, on our way to over 200 cities this year alone, and we'd love to invite but not obligate everybody in our community to come and join us in person in all of our cities. Community meetups, holding courts, interviews, keynote speeches, VIP dinners, masterminds, TV shows, and everything in between. Coming up here in the month of November, we're going to be in Los Alamitos, California for the #1 show on Cheddar, Go Fund Yourself, and another filming. Then we will be in Los Angeles, California at SoFi Stadium for our November mastermind. Off to New York City for a community meetup, VIP dinner, and keynote for the 1% event. Then off to Jacksonville, Florida for a meeting with the Aspire Business Tour executives. Back to New York City for meetings, holding court, VIP dinner of our big investor community, and then closing out the month of November in Columbus, Ohio at the Aspire Business Tour with Ed Milet, Gary Vee, and so many others. If that is too much to keep up with, that's why we have our text community to give us the reminders on where we're going to be. and I need it more than anybody. So if you want invitations, but not obligations to do cool shit with cool people, text us at 949-298-2905. If you do not like invitations, do not join our text community. But if you would like to join us in person, it's just 949-298-2905. Now, Mr. Meltzer, turning this back over to you, my friend, let's get to the Napoleon Hill Institute training, Winning the Game Called Life.
Thank you, Nick of WAM and Catch the Well-Oiled Machine podcast. It's my fastest growing podcast. Also, I want to offer everyone in our Napoleon Hill family and neighborhood, if you email me, I also will give you a free ticket to come to the Aspire Tour with Ed Bylett, Gary Vee, myself, and many, many more, Mark Leon as well. Come and see us in Columbus. So if you, your family, your friends, anyone in the Napoleon Hill community, just email me. I would love to have it host you at Napoleon. We have a meetup and lunch and dinner. So please email me, david@dmeltzer.com, as long as well with the exercises, guides, and training from today. So I want to thank the Napoleon Hill Institute for all their support. Today's training is winning the game called life. And a lot of people don't understand life as a game, and I'm sure it makes it easier, especially when the game is fixed, because we have an omniscient, all-powerful rule book, a source that protects, promotes, and loves and perfects to make sure that we win. We just have to believe in it, and we have to achieve it, and we have to think, say, do, feel, and believe, all of that. Life itself isn't practice. It's the championship game you're already playing. And the scoreboard is built by the standards, not slogans. I've learned that if you don't intentionally choose how to show up, the world will happily choose it for you. That's why the greatest teams and leaders don't accidentally stumble into success. They decide their own identity first and let decisions flow through it, not from it or to it. Think about a locker room that flips season on its head. The culture shifts from casual reps to game speed practice. From hoping to executing, from excuse to ownership, nothing mystical happens, only clarity, consistency, accountability, and harmony within the team. The collective consciousness elevates its awareness to make the game easy, to identify what they're doing, to interfere or make it dis-easy. It is intention that turns this effort into the advantage. When purpose is definite and your actions align with it, the game slows down in your favor. You start to see the plays before they develop, opportunities, options, touches of favor before they look like opportunities, options, and touches of favor, and adjustments before pressure forces them. That's the whole thesis. Design the win before the whistle. This isn't about perfection. It's about alignment of the mind, body, and the soul, the spirit, and our values all point in one direction. When you master the inner game, your thoughts, emotions, associations, and habits, you will stop reacting to the response to fear, the intimate, obvious reaction to fear, and you stop reacting to circumstances and start creating the circumstances, the coincidences with your attention, plus your intention of what you do, of what you say, of what you think, and what you feel. The people around you become partners and collaborators, coordinators as a oneness in your progress. Your timing becomes wiser. Your risk-taking becomes calculated. Understanding your time and risk tolerance in your divine direction, and your days begin to feel like flow instead of friction. Today, define your intention. Choose one non-negotiable behavior that improves it, and stack small distant wins, the W's, with non-negotiable behavior until momentum makes the heavy feel light. The less you say, the more your actions will speak. Make them say who we are. The first lesson in winning this game of life is the field of intention. I was blessed to be mentored by Dr. Wayne Dyer, who wrote a book called The Power of Intention, one of my favorite books to listen to still today. And with the power of intention is this field of intention. And it allows wishing that would waste energy, intention directs it. While wishing for things will waste our energy, intention directs it. Unintentional living reacts to the fear, the circumstances, the non-negotiable behaviors become detours, but with intentional living, we co-create them, create divine direction. So many athletes that I work with who practice to win design every rep around game speed execution, while another just logs in hours. I call the difference between an empty miler and an extra miler. So many athletes go the extra mile every once in a while, and they use that to justify why they're not winning championships. While the empty miler does it every day, 7 days a week, with a minimum amount of time, with intention in mind. Because intention equals that clear direction, that divine direction, plus the aligned action. This will equal the definiteness of purpose from Think and Grow Rich and Outwitting the Devil. And it is the base layer of sustainable success. What you pay attention to and what you give intention to by doing, thinking, feeling, believing in the divine direction will equal the coincidences, the coinciding of that direction with what you desire, or even better. Utilizing wisdom and faith in order to clear the interference between you and that field of intention that is always accessible. We need to make sure that we're paying attention to the big intentions, making them non-negotiable and tying it to non-negotiable behavior, and utilizing negotiable behaviors to fulfill most of our days beyond sleep, health, family, finance, fitness, and faith. And we will take that direct support of understand the 5 levels of attention of what we do, say, think, feel, and believe, from the wish, the want, the plan, the execute, and define. Utilize that AAA strategy of alignment, action, and adjustment. Let's start each day and answer that divine definiteness of purpose. What is our definiteness of purpose today, experientially, giving, receiving, and personally? Utilize the field of intention in order to win the game of life. And 2 is mastery. And there's only one thing we need to master in the game of life, and it's the mastery of self, not life itself. Not the mastery of circumstances or evidence or no evidence or contrary evidence. It's the mastery of self, and there's only one way to win that inner game, because champions win the inner game first. If we don't command our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, associations, and our habits, they will command us. When the opponent shifts their strategy or circumstances arise that were unexpected, which occurs every single day, so many of us, athletes, executives, adapt calmly in a majesty of calmness. Average players react to response to fear with too much emotion and resistance and separation, and they lose their discipline. They get thrown off track. Their detours are not divine in their nature. They're interfering with them and where they want to be. They have no mastery of self. We are the image makers of our world. Rehearse our identity that we want until our actions have no choice but to follow. We need to take inventory, to take a self-audit. We need to look at our capabilities, our skills, our knowledge, and our desires. Align the habits of the non-negotiable habits and the negotiable habits that will serve our intention versus interfere or sabotage with it. Make sure that we're working on dissipating the interfering habits. Adopt as many habits to energize us in the non-negotiable and the negotiable realm. Utilize stop and roll to breathe, reframe, and recommit when our mind, body, and soul are on fire. Breathe, reframe, and recommit by stopping, dropping, and rolling into the divine direction, especially before key moments of importance, not urgency. We need not only to pay attention to the field of intention, but we need to master ourselves. Lesson 3, to win the game of life. We need to learn from adversity. Adversity is the tuition. It's the ticket to the game of life. It's not a tax. It is the tuition. Winners convert the setbacks into systems, not scars. A team loses its star, studies the film, tightens its role, and returns with a scheme that maximizes every day around the floor. New heroes are elevated in the collective consciousness team, organization, or association. Our failures are our feedback. We are learning from our adversity. It is our tuition, not our tax. The question isn't why me, but try me. But what's the lesson and how fast can I apply it follows the attitude of gratitude that is aligned with the try me world. Make sure that we take note, capture our setbacks, and tie in the lessons that we learned. And even look to the next move that commands, not demands. Command means to work with, demand means, that's right, a dictatorship. Make sure that we create a post-game review. Make that a ritual. After every larger project or sales cycle or family meeting, let's make sure that we got the takeaway of the day. Let's make sure that we're capturing the stories and the lessons in our life. We want lesson velocity. That is the time from the mistake to the adjustment to the improved result. Lesson velocity is the time from the mistake to the adjustment to the improved result. This is how we learn from adversity. We want to make sure that we are utilizing the field of intention, mastering self, and learning from adversity. Lesson 4 is my book, Don't Do Business with Dicks, Associations in the Inner Circle, the spheres of influence, the neighborhood that we live in. Is it a neighborhood of people that are buying from you and selling for your life? Is it a neighborhood of people that want to help each other and know people that can help each other? We rise and we fall to the standards of our neighborhood. Proximity is a performance enhancer. But we have many neighborhoods by subject matter, topic, and expertise, not the 5 people that we surround ourselves the most with. It's the team that we want to play on, the proximity within the context of the subject matter, topic, expertise in which we want to perform better. And on the team, we need to know what position we want to play. Because the fastest way to get to where we want to be is to find someone that's already there on our team and help someone get to where they want to be on their team. So the fastest way to get to where we want to be is to find someone on the team to give us directions on where they are and then give other people directions to where we are. So many players leap. It comes after training with a veteran or a coach or a mentor or a teacher who challenges them, perturbates them like fervor, conditioning, mindset, and they craft this inertia every single day. Not only give them the steps to where they want to be, not only teach them how to take those steps, but most importantly, how to bring the best out of them. That's why we need this proximity as a performance enhancer. That's why we need the associations in the inner circle, the neighborhood, the team of topic, subject matter, and expertise. Surround ourselves not with dicks, but with intentional people who are choosing intentionally their associations, their relativity, their organizations. So many people are unintentional and they let the associations choose them, relativity choose them, and then they end up in a vicious cycle, a spiral of interference. We want to make sure that we are taking inventory of top teams that we play for and the position on those teams and the relationship in that team. We want to mark each positive that elevates, zero that neutrals us, and negative that drains us, notating that sometimes if things elevate us too much, it'll drain us, and if things drain us too much, it may elevate us. We want to make sure that we have a good guide on the feeding and bleeding that happens every single day, dissipating, dissolving, and disappearing the people that interfere with our potential. We want to make sure we're deepening the relationships and elevating the ones that have the proximity of where we want to be or better, and dissipating and dissolving, letting fall away the ones that are interfering with it and not providing us feeding. We want to make sure that we're consciously always looking for bigger and better teams to play on, to bigger and better positions on that team to play. We want to make sure that we command our growth, work with others and the universe. It is not only essential to utilize the field of dreams, master the self, and learn from adversity, but we must have the spheres of influence, the associations, the inner circle. The proximity is a performance enhancer. Number 5, lesson number 5, wisdom and timing and risk tolerance. Right move, wrong time equals wrong result. Championships require pattern recognition and calculated courage. It comes from learning from the past and not limiting ourselves by learning from the past, by giving a new meaning to the mistakes, failures, setbacks, defining moments, historical relevances of the past, and utilizing our wisdom to look for the clues, the patterns, and make better choices with calculated courage. But if we don't know our timing and risk tolerance, we will find ourselves in a state of guilt and resentment too often. Because the moves are only determined to correct, even if our timing was wrong. The wrong result is one in which we're disappointed in, but it was calculated courage, and we are disappointed but not resentful, guilty, or interfering with our potential. We are learning according to the first 4 lessons in the game in life. We make the right move when we give meaning to our past and align it with the timing and risk tolerance in our future. Even if the result is the wrong result, ends up being the right result if it's aligned with our timing and risk tolerance. So many coaches I work with around the league, they call these perfect plays when the defense overcommits. Too early, too late, or the edge is gone. But it's wisdom that blends these coaches in their experience, in their mentorship, their teaching. And it's the data, the patterns, and the choices that allow the timing to determine the leverage and the risk tolerance to unlock the opportunity to win. It doesn't mean that you're going to get the right result every time, but the wrong result is the right result if it's aligned with your timing and risk tolerance, and you're utilizing the wisdom and the meaning of the past and aligning it with that result as well. Wisdom will blend the experience, mentors, and data. Timing determines the leverage, and risk tolerance unlocks the opportunity. If everything needed to win in 30 days is in place except one risk, what's the move? It's determinative upon your risk tolerance. It's determinative upon your risk tolerance. And if that risk comes to fruition and you're just disappointed, you're not creating interference in the future, you're not guilty or resentful or fearful, you will continue to make calculated courage on the clues, patterns, and choices. We need to also define these bold actions that we either avoid or have misaligned with our past. We want to make sure that we quantify the risks and the timing, and we want to make sure that it is aligned with our own calculated courage, and then create a time box execution of that. Make sure you use a go-no-go plan, go-no-go checklist with signal, resources, and contingencies before making big decisions. It also will help you utilize renewal. So many times within the process and the systems, I ask people, do you have a go-no-go plan, a checklist? And the answer is no. If you like that, by the way, I'd be happy to send you a go, no go plan or the 3-no rule, two of the biggest and best powerful tools to understand timing and risk tolerance and develop a vision. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. david@dmeltzer.com. Once again, I'll send that with the exercises and guides from today of winning the game of life. Get your go, no go plan or the 3 rule. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. We have to utilize the field of intention, master ourselves. We learn from adversity and understand our neighborhoods, associations, and inner circle while we utilize wisdom and timing and risk tolerance in order to manage the wrong results that are going to occur inevitably. But lesson 6 allows us harmony and flow. So many people try to have balance in their lives within the context of 24 hours. That seems like a quantitative impossibility, a variance of too many different independent and dependent variables to create balance each and every day. But by having non-negotiable behavior and understanding the prioritization of what's important to us within the context of negotiable behavior, circumstantial behavior, we can be in the flow. We can be at ease. We can spend minutes and moments at dis-ease. And it's quantifiable. How much time did I spend interfering with where I want to be or better? How much time did I spend in harmony and flow? It is actually performance that is the alignment of the mind, body, soul, and vision. When we utilize these roles, they are clear, and our trust and faith is high, we accelerate, aggregate, and compound exponentially. Because it is not only the wisdom, as mentioned above, in the context of timing and risk tolerance, but the faith that we're going to be there, protected, promoted, loved, and perfected. Wisdom and faith is what shortens the distance and provides us the harmony and flow. A synchronized team where every player, by subject matter, topic, and expertise, every position knows their responsibility and role, and they effectively communicate, which co-creates an effortless momentum. Best example of this in sports ever is also my favorite movie, which is Miracle on Ice, about the 1980 U.S. hockey team. If you want to understand harmony and flow, if you want to understand winning the game of life, take the #1 moment in sports of the century, of the 20th century, the 1980 hockey team. It is the clearest example of winning the game of life and understanding how synchronized each and every player was to create the effortless momentum, the greatest underdog victory at the biggest stage, at the biggest time of all time. Flow follows the clarity, the AAA strategy of alignment, action, and adjustment. We need to align our value with the definiteness of purpose and our daily behaviors, non-negotiable and negotiable behaviors. Let the game slow down and the result speed up. That's what harmony and flow will give you. The game will slow down and the results exponentially will speed up. Use visualization, meditation. See yourself, think yourself, believe yourself, feel yourself, executing the day in a flow of all the behaviors, non-negotiable and negotiable. Define your harmony. Define your harmony by what's important to you, not what's missing, not what's you don't want. These become blocks for your growth and work and recovery and relationship. Dissipate and dissolve the lapse of time in every problem and every solution that becomes a resolution, a resolution. Shorten the distance of resistance each and every day with the wisdom and the faith that you are protected and promoted, loved, and perfected by a source that's omniscient and all-powerful, all-knowing, an infinite, abundant, unified system of thought that we belong to. Stop interfering with it. Keep score. Utilize a 1 to 10 alignment with purpose. Write down the capture from the day, what resonates with you that you agree with and you disagree with strongly, and attach stories and lessons to them for tomorrow. And pay those forward to other people so they don't have to pay the dummy tax. Live in harmony and flow. Understand that fear is interfering with the harmony and flow. And every time fear happens, which is every single day, because every single day holds one thing that creates fear, uncertainty, no matter how tall, how short, how big, how small, how rich, how poor you are, fear is omnipresent when uncertainty is as well. Learn to know that when fear is omnipresent, so is the reaction to it, and the ego knows how to react to it by interfering with the flow of harmony. And it's instant and obvious when you're mad, when you're resentful and guilty or separate and fear superior, angry, frustrated, worried, etc. You know it immediately. You don't need a therapist. You don't need millions of dollars of personal development. What you need to know is flow. And we are part, a collaborator, a coordinator, a co-creator, and we can stop the madness. We can stop the interference and the reaction to it. And we can recollect and remind and remember with our source and become a better resource. And now we can utilize more of the flow, more of the harmony to roll into the divine direction in which we were intended, protected, promoted, loved, and perfected, not punished. When your mind and body and soul are on fire from the distance of resistance, using the wisdom and faith to stop, to drop, and roll. This is what champions do. Champions utilize the field of intention. They are practicing a mastery of self. They're learning from the adversity, paying the tuition, earning the fulfillment, passion, purpose, and profitability. Surrounding themselves with the right people and the right ideas. Don't do business with dicks. Utilizing wisdom and timing and risk tolerance. Just be disappointed sometimes, but never resentful, guilty, or interfering or giving the wrong meaning to your past. Utilizing a go, no go check or 3-no rule, which I'm happy to send to you, david@dmeltzer.com, which will allow you to live in harmony and flow. Peak performance is alignment with that in the mind, body, soul, and vision. Ideas are great, but they don't win. They don't win the seasons or the championships. Behaviors do. There's a million great ideas out there, but it's the behaviors that will get you there. Champions look boring on film because excellence is repetition with purpose. It is not just how much we practice, it's how well we practice. When interference, pressure rises, and fatigue sets in, it is the ability to enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of our potential, and this beats intensity every time. Your future is a lagging indicator of the standards that we live by today. The inner conversations we tolerate, the environments that we choose, the timing of our moves, and the courage to take the right risk at the right moment by knowing our timing and risk tolerance, by shorting the distance of that resistance with wisdom and faith. And if we learn one thing here, let it be this. We can convert adversity into fuel, associations into accelerants, and routines into results when we anchor everything with a definiteness of purpose and a clear intention. What you pay attention to plus what you give intention to equals the coincidences, the coinciding of what we desire, or even better. Let's all decide who we are and then act like it long enough with the behaviors, negotiable and non-negotiable, for the scoreboard to catch up to the behaviors in which we executed on. Because things happen very slowly, and then all of a sudden. Now it's our 2-minute drill. Let's all pick behaviors that we will not compromise tomorrow morning. Non-negotiable behaviors of sleep and health and family and finance and faith and the study of time and the study of relativity. And if you like those, by the way, non-negotiable behaviors, I'll be happy to send you those as well. David@dmeltzer.com. David@dmeltzer.com. Let's all shorten the distance of resistance of the draining things in our lives, the inputs, and let's deepen our relationships that lift us. Play for a team in a position that you have someone to help you and you can help someone on that team. Let's all run a post-game review every single day, week, month, and year of what we learned. Have a capture folder, capture resonance with you, what you agree with strongly and disagree with strongly. Attach the stories and the lessons so that you remember, remind, and recollect them, looking for the clues, the patterns, the courageous choices that we make. Look to see what we like and don't like, what works and doesn't work, what we know and what we don't know. Determine what's next. And then let's execute on that adjustment by doing it now. Utilizing the AAA strategy to have alignment, action, and adjustment, which you can email me, david@email.com. Let's all say less but mean more. Let our discipline make the loudest statement in the room. Let's not watch what happens or wonder what happened. Let's make it happen. We are the difference. We are the change. We are winning the game of life. This is David Meltzer. This is the Napoleon Hill Institute weekly training. If you'd like the guides, exercises for this that were mentioned, or my book, Winning the Game Called Life, or any of the others, go, no, go, play on the 3-no rule, the non-negotiable, negotiable behaviors, whatever it is, email me, david@dmeltzer.com. We do training every day. Specific Napoleon Hill Institute training on Wednesdays, and over 28 years our free Friday trainings as well. Join us. We would love to see you. David@dmeltzer.com. I will bring on the incredible Nick of WOM, the co-host of the Well-Oiled Machine podcast, my fastest growing podcast. WOM, would you mind closing out the room?
Absolutely. Always a pleasure and an honor to be here with you, David. And just as a reminder to everybody, if you would like the guide and exercise from today's training, all you need to do is email David directly, david@dmeltzer.com. And of course, it would not be enough training if we were not inviting, but not obligating everybody in our incredible community to come and join us in person. Of course, we are on the road, over 200 cities this year.
Thank you, everyone. I'm going to close out the Napoleon Hill training as well. If you like the exercises and guides, it's david@dmeltzer.com. If you want to join me, I'll be in Los Alamitos. Come to our filming of Go Fund Yourself, the #1 show on Cheddar, SoFi Stadium Mastermind, New York City VIP dinners, and the 1% event where they're starring my daughter, her first speaking debut, along with me. Go to Jacksonville for our meetups holding courts as well with the Aspire executives, then in New York City for an investor dinner and meetup holding court as well. And then finally, the Aspire Business Tour with me, Gary V, Ed Milet, Eddie Wilson, Andrew Cordell, and many, many more. Join us. If you'd like a free ticket to Aspire, please email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Or if you'd like to be invited or informed about any of those things, join our text community, 949-298-2905, 949-298-2905. If you don't want to be informed or invited, do not text me at 949-298-2905. All right, everyone. Remember, most importantly, I'm so blessed to be part of the Napoleon Hill as chairman, Napoleon Hill Institute. Please join us, come see us at Aspire. We appreciate you. Most importantly, be more interested than interesting. Be kind to yourself and do good deeds. Hit it, Gigi.
They discovered it, they read it, and they applied it. It's the golden thread that connects the titans of the self-development industry, the source that spawned millions of millionaires, the original blueprint to success.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Think and Grow Rich.
Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. It's a classic. A classic.
And I love Think and Grow Rich. I love it. It's right here. I mean, it's one of my favorite books of all time.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
This material is what changed my life. This is the material I study every day. From being an immigrant woman, coming from poverty, and really coming to America and literally achieving the American dream. I can't even tell you how grateful I am for this man, for what he did for me and my family.
Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve.
People don't realize is that when we let our ego get in our way, ego is the loss, the fear of loss. So need to be right, the need to be offended, the need to be hurt, fearful. When that trajectory changes, what happens is you continually go the wrong way. So my job as a coach is to say, let's get into the enjoyment of the direct pursuit of my potential. Right? And so when the light went on, it was not about the potential of making money and being an entrepreneur, which is one of my specialties. And I said to him, look, this is an opportunity now to show how great you really are. We can't let the outside voices, right, determine our success. The happiness that we have comes within. Why are you going to give that control to somebody else?
Thoughts become things. And I always wonder, why did no one teach us this? Why did we not learn this in school? Why did we not learn this from our families? If you make your study a priority, your life will change.
And I came up with 4 really valuable things that I took stock in. And the first one was gratitude. Simple gratitude. Although I grew up with nothing, I was always grateful. Throughout the whole process of consistently, persistently pursuing my potential, I was grateful. It made my past better, my present brighter, and my future even brighter than that. In fact, I tell people all the time, if you want to change your life, change your employee's life, your family life, it's very simple. 2 words, say thank you.